Welcome to my room. And we're going to continue with Forspoken. Before we get started, I'm probably going to ramble on for a minute. First of all, I've reconfigured my entire setup here. I'm in my living room. You know, my PlayStation 5 is hooked up to my TV in the living room, and that's where it makes sense to play it. So we've got our computer and our camera and our microphone set up in here so that I can sit on the couch. And it has been a battle getting this all working. I actually did two fairly lengthy, maybe 2 to 3 hour videos playing Forspoken, and I made significant progress. I defeated Tanta, I don't remember what her name was, Scylla maybe? And I got the fire magic from her. And that all happened in the videos I did, and that I was hoping to publish. But I always go back and I check them before I publish them. And I do tests ahead of time too. I did tests before I started recording this. I did 5 or 6 tests to try to check the mic and the camera. And I had to adjust a bunch of shit. And I'm still not happy with it. I still don't feel comfortable even doing this now. I feel like everything's wrong. And I look dumb as hell. I'm getting a fucking pimple on my forehead. And that's gonna be fun for the next 2 weeks. It's right on my forehead, dude. That never happens. Why? And my hair looks fucking dumb and frizzy. And I'm like, fuck. I tried wearing a fucking, a hair bonnet. And I'm like, maybe that's why I got the pimple, because I wore it the other day. So I'm like, let's not wear it, I guess. And now the mic is kind of in my face again. The videos that I did that I'm not going to publish because they're all, they're ruined. I tried moving the mic out of the camera shot so it's not covering my face. And then it wasn't picking up my voice well enough. So half the time it cuts my words off and you can't even hear me speaking. And I've said it before. I'm going to say it all the time. There's this giant AC right at the edge of my living room that is perpetually on because it's 110 degrees here every day. And it's so loud, it's like a wind tunnel in here. And this mic picks that up. And I do everything that I can think of to try to mitigate it, but you can only do so much. You've got this loud ass fucking machine blasting in the same room that this mic is in. If I had a nice, quiet, sound isolated room, it would be fucking great, dude. It would be so much easier, but I don't have that. So I've got a noise gate. I have a multi-band spectral noise suppressor, and it's not perfect. You can still hear what sounds like white noise under my fucking words or over top of my words. Maybe it'll turn off once in a while and then it'll sound cleaner in here. Hopefully while the game's playing, it won't be too big of a deal. But I wanted to mention, I tried doing this and I did do it, but it wasn't good enough. And I've adjusted everything. We're going to do it again, and hopefully this time it's better. And I can't, because the camera is, way out of the shot, and it's up really high now. If I look up at the camera, it looks like I'm looking up. And then my computer is down here. And I'm trying to monitor the recording, and then I'm trying to look at the camera, but because the camera's up so high, it looks like I'm looking up in the sky. So, I taped a picture of, because I didn't have anything. I'm like, what do I have? I taped a picture of Sega CD box art on my camera's tripod to try to look in a general direction of where I think it looks like I'm kind of looking at anybody watching. So we're going to roll with that for now. And I figured, let's just get started. Let me, hold on here. My TV's going dark. Let me get it. Come on. There it goes. All right. I'll change the scene here. First, let me do this. got a semi-transparency there just so that I don't completely obscure the visuals. Okay. For some reason, it looks really dark. I don't know if the TV just still hasn't lit up yet. Okay, so what I've got here, I teleported over to this area on the map. Even though this is like where one of the early areas you start in. I wanted to start here just to get to grips with the game again. When I take a few days off, there's a rough start for me to get going. And I really like this area. You come here in the early part of the game near the beginning, and it's kind of like a tutorial area. You put you on your first like main quest here. And and then you leave it, like you don't really come back. And it looks so cool here. There's so much fog. It's so thick with fog and atmosphere. And I love the look of these seemingly dead barren trees. They look so good. Look how good that fucking tree looks. And it's like, there's like subtle movement on the branches. You know, I'm not a game developer. I don't really know how it works. But when I look at things like this, I get the impression that there's some kind of like waveform modulation on these, on the geometry that creates that animated effect of like wind blowing through the branches. Kind of like maybe a sine wave or something that maybe it's a sine wave that's been altered a little bit so that it's not a perfect sine wave and it just slowly modulates the geometry that it's applied to. I'm not sure. But it looks great. And I love the fucking fog and the atmosphere. And then I've got this ability now where I can do this. So I finally have the fucking fire. I wanted, and let me see, how do I do it again? I forget. No shit. I thought you pressed 2 buttons. I thought it was 2 buttons you pressed. Am I wrong about that? What is it? No? No? What the hell? I thought it was 2 buttons. Oh shit, I don't remember now how to do it. Damn it! There's some button configuration that lets me change magic on the fly. Why is it not? I could have sworn it was the 2 fucking... Okay, yeah, it is those. What? Why was it not happening? So you can choose between 2 different magic types now. And that's Sila's magic and then Frey's magic. Okay. God damn it. Anyway. This area here, with this castle wall, I think it looks so fucking cool. It looks so fucking awesome right here. I don't know. I remember when I first played this game a couple of years ago, and I was having mixed feelings about it, and I wasn't sure how I felt overall. And I went into like photo mode, and I started taking photos, just experimenting. And I had this realization like, oh my god, this game actually looks so much fucking better than I realized. And one of the things that really stood out to me was this fucking castle wall. Anytime there's a structure like this, I think it looks absolutely fucking stunning. It's a little hard to see, I suppose, with all this fog. But I think this game has one of the best castle walls in any game. And like the scale too. Look at that. Okay, it's cleared up a little now. That looks so goddamn good, dude. And I mentioned it in probably my first video. I really do get vibes of games from Software. Like the Souls games, but like way fucking better. Like way better, dude. It's not as brutal, for sure. It's a different kind of game. But you could tell they took inspiration from it. I think they did. And this, I kind of feel it. It reminds me a little bit of Dark Souls or Demon Souls or something. But you have this freedom to move through the environment. It's a different game. And I get that. But there's this sense of, I don't know, like liberation or something when you can just leap over a wall and jump up over a cliff edge. Unlike in Demon Souls, and maybe I'll play that one of these days on here because I have the Demon Souls remake on PS5. That feeling of like, God damn it, how do I get over there? And like, you can't walk over a fucking rock or a fucking log or something. You've got to go through this fucking miserable maze of an environment that is like designed intentionally to like gate you from progress until you do things their way on their terms. And it's frustrating, but like in this game, I can literally just be like, no, I'm just going to jump up over the fucking cliff edge. No, I'm just going to jump off. Oh, that enemy's coming after me? I'll just jump over the fucking cliff. Big deal. But like in a game like a Souls game, you're basically fucked. Like you have to fight them. Okay, that's not the weapon I wanted. I think these are the herbs I wanted. Balm flax. I need more of that stuff for crafting. Let's check this area out a little bit and then I'll move on to the next destination. Because I did unlock a new destination. And it's a beautiful area full of lush foliage, trees and flowers. But like even this area here, it's essentially, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, where you have your first real like main quest objective in the game. And then you don't really come back. Unless you want to. And it's a huge area. Like basically when you come here, you just kind of stick along that wall way over there in a distance and you go all the way to that tower way out there and that's basically it, and then you're done. But there's all of this shit over here that we can do. I didn't come over here last time. I didn't explore any of this. And I'll probably end up repeating myself because I don't remember everything I say all the time. And I've done so many videos that I don't publish that I don't remember, like, did I say it in that video or was it another video? Or did I say it to myself one time while I was playing the game? But like this game got a lot of shit. For like, oh, it's a big open world, but there's nothing to do, it's empty. And I look around in here, I'm like, dude, there's shit everywhere. There's shit everywhere. If I go to my map, and I just barely started playing the game. But like, if we look at some of the areas that I've been to, and I don't go and I don't like 100% it. I don't find every objective that's available. But you can see all of these different icons on the map of like areas of interest that I haven't really even explored. A lot of these areas of interest I haven't even looked at yet. And as you progress and if you put in the time and effort to explore the game more fully, these maps get populated with even more icons and places of interest. This is just what I've personally like had revealed to me from just like kind of walking around and shit. But like you can find items in the environment that will unlock new areas of interest and it'll mark them on your map. It'll be like, hey, over here there's something. Hey, over here there's something. And then it just fills it in with like an icon for you to check out. There's shit everywhere. Fucking all over the fucking place. And then as I'm walking around in the environment here, you can see, I mean, just that little area I was just walking through, right? There was like some well, I'm not gonna go back, but like some like little ruins of a, I don't know, there was like maybe a little caravan or something. There's enemies all throughout the environment. There's the scenery of the world. You can tell that this was once a lived-in world, and now it's not. It was destroyed. Here's another one of those creatures. Where's this fucking guy? Get out of here. Like, I'm trying to fucking talk here. Okay. More? There's more? Where? God damn it. Now I forget what I was saying. So there's this guy down here. You can see this. It looks kind of like withered wood. But I believe it's the remains of some sort of ancient magical creature. Like a colossus of some kind. And they're scattered throughout the world. And if I'm not mistaken, there's post-game content where those things come back to life. And now you've got like new objectives and new threats to deal with. What the hell's up here?
I sense a hostile presence. Be on your guard.
Well, now that I have this fire ability, maybe I can get up there. Oh, let's get more of this stuff. I think I was mentioning in some of my videos that I did on this, but I'm not going to publish because they suck. I like games like this or Final Fantasy 16 that pack a ton of lore into the game, and like you can collect it, you can read about it, it goes into your inventory, and then you can read up on the world and get all this additional information. And it's great that that stuff's there, because maybe I'm misremembering it, but I think games like Final Fantasy 15, they left a lot of shit out, and you didn't really know what the hell was going on in that world or with the story. It was just kind of absent. Like somebody wrote something about it, and then it got cut from the game, and so the game just felt kind of hollow and half finished. Despite, I actually do like Final Fantasy 15, or at least I remember liking it. But games like this, games like Final Fantasy 16, they have what seems like a pretty fleshed out story, and a lot of that information you find through collectibles, and you can go into your inventory and read about it. And this stuff's cool. I'm just not the kind of person that wants to do that. Like, I remember playing Final Fantasy 16, and there was so much content that you could read in your inventory. And I'm like, I'll get to that one of these days. And then by the end of the game, it was like a book of shit. And I'm like, I'm not going to read all that. I don't care. To me, it's kind of like listening to music. I like to listen to music and kind of come up with my own theory and my own story and have my own unique perspective on it. And I like to play games like that. I kind of feel like I'm figuring out myself what might have happened here. That solar flare looks so fucking good. It's cinematic. It almost looks like Square CGI, like Squaresoft CGI. This fucking engine has so much potential to be a competitor in the industry with some of the biggest engines out there, like Unreal and whatever the fuck. whatever the fuck they used for Horizon. I keep forgetting the name of that engine. This could have been one of the greats that defined like a generation and like a company, you know, like they could have kept evolving this. Just the idea of like a Final Fantasy 17 using this engine is so exciting to me. The idea of them using like Unreal Engine 4 makes me not even like I have no interest in the game. Just like I have no interest in Final Fantasy 7, whatever they're calling the Part 3 game. Revelation or Renovation, Reincarnation. I have no idea, whatever. I don't want to play another UE4 game for PlayStation 3. Fuck off. So can I not jump over there? That looks way too far away. I noticed this when I played this game when it was new. That rock has a fucking face in it. It's a face. This whole rocky structure that has that little, like a ruins of a small... I don't even know what it is, actually. I don't know if it's a town or some kind of ancient place of worship. I have no idea. But the rock structure that's supporting it, it has faces on it. Like there's a face right there. It looks like a face. And I think there's more along the sides. In fact, let me go look and see if that's true. I thought there were more faces around the side. Maybe not. But that one in the front there definitely looks like a face to me. I'll pick these up. I don't remember what the hell I was saying before I got into that topic. Oh yeah, let's get... And I need so many of these herbs, because that's how I make my healing potion. Let's get these fuckers. Asshole. Okay. Yeah, that's like a fantasy of mine. Like, if only Square Enix was still using this technology. I actually think they did use it. I could be wrong about this. It looked to me, and I don't know enough about technology to say, but it looked to me like Final Fantasy 16 actually used some form of this engine for all of the icon battles. It looked to me like when you have the icon battles in that game and some of those really impressive cutscenes, they used this engine. But then when you're playing the game itself, the standard gameplay, it looked like maybe an enhanced version of their Final Fantasy 11 engine. Like they combined engines or something for different parts of the game. And it was like, well, the animation team, they know how to use a Luminous engine for like animation, but our typical, like, you know, our production team, the grunt workers that we moved over from the other departments, they don't know how to use Luminous Engine, and those, you know, we don't have the tools to train them, so they're just going to use the tools they know how to use. You know, if you've ever worked somewhere, like, you know, like what happens in places like that, dude. The employees are probably like, we don't know how to use Luminous. We didn't work there. We don't know. And they're like, well, that's what we're using, guys. That's what the higher ups spent all the money on. That's what, but we don't know how to use it. And, you know, they kind of protested, and they probably had like a session of like, maybe like a trial of a few weeks or months where they tried to use the tools, and like their performance numbers and the performance numbers to measure like productivity and progress was probably terrible. And people are probably constantly like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to use this. What? And eventually they're like, all right. Like they had a meeting with the higher ups, and like the guys don't know how to use the tools. And they're saying they don't have the tools they need to succeed. They don't have training material. And there's probably this whole shit show went on behind the scenes for months where like the employees were like, I'm not using it. I don't know how. You can't make me. And you're not even giving me documentation. And then they're being told by their manager, like, well, too bad. Like, that's what the boss said. You got to use this new fucking engine that we spent $500 million on. And it's like, well, you fired the fucking engineering team. You fired the documentation team. Nobody knows how to use it except the animators that you kept on from Luminous Studio. Those guys know how to use it. And those guys are probably like the ace team. They probably have their own office. They don't have to punch in and out every day, but like the guys that do all the normal work on the game, the production team that does the standard grunt work and has to work all the overtime, they probably have to punch in every day, punch out every day. They probably get paid like shit. They get treated like a bunch of fucking animals. And then the guys that do all the high-end animation that are making those sick cutscenes, they probably have their own office. They probably dress all fucking preppy. They don't have to punch in. They're all fucking salary employees. They don't have to work very hard. There's no overtime for those guys. That's probably what goes on, dude, at that company. It's like any fucking big company. And they probably don't talk to each other either. The guys that do all the fucking high-end animation for the cutscenes probably don't associate with the guys that do the grunt work. It's like if you worked in a production setting, like you don't talk to the office people. You don't talk to the guys in sales and marketing. Most people don't anyway. I used to do stuff like that, but I was like the exception. I'm just kind of wandering around, and then I come up here and I'm like, shit, how do I get over there? Every time. Let me go over here. Let me see if I can grab this thing. Oh shit, okay. There we go. Ruins of Plebus. Oh, you fucker. This fucking PlayStation gets so fucking hot in here. It's gotta be like probably the hottest console I've ever owned. It puts out as much heat as like a fucking high-end gaming PC. And it's kind of unacceptable. That, like, it's cause for concern. You know, I'm worried that the next gen hardware is going to be even hotter and consume more power. I kind of miss those days, you know, where like a Sega Saturn, right? Or a Sony PlayStation 1. They were cool. They felt like an evolution of the medium. It was impressive technology, but they were like nowhere near the same as like a PC from that time, right? They were like completely different types of technology with different games. And now it feels homogenized. It's like we're trying to do the exact same thing on both platforms, and just one looks a little sharper and maybe runs a little smoother. And I wonder if like maybe that's the wrong direction to be going. You know, there's no real identity now.
Sounds like a pain in the ass to me.
You know, like what could you do with technology like this to differentiate it, to make it feel different and unique and interesting? It would have to be like they use different technology, like for the way that they render the visuals. It would have to be like significantly different, I think. And then you would see that difference. You'd feel that difference. It's like, well, PC games and console games are made differently. They don't use the same types of technology or techniques, and it requires a whole different like school of thought. But obviously that's not happening. Like, I always wanted to see the visual style from like 90s and early 2000s CGI, where everything looked like the fucking cover of a Trapper Keeper. If you ever know what I'm talking about. But like, I wanted to see that in real time instead of like a CGI, like pre-rendered ray traced image. I wanted to see real-time 3D graphics that looked like that. The Beyond the Mind's Eye CGI movie in game form. It's like we never got any of that. We just passed by it. Oh no, what is this?
What the hell is this?
Entirely sure.
Oh, fuck you. Defeat as many enemies as you can within the time limit. Beating consecutive foes without taking damage will earn you a bonus. Okay, it's a vision of what once was. So this was a village? Okay, just start it, whatever. I'm not really in the mood to do this. $10. Shit. Oh, shit. Fucker. You bastard. Oh shit. These guys are fucking my ass up. Asshole. Fuck you. Why is she not doing the attack? I'm pressing it. God damn it. Oh shit, what are these things? Why is she not locking on? I'm pressing the lock on button. God damn it, I am not doing well here. Shit. Dude, I'm God damn these guys. I've never encountered these creatures. Ah! What did I do? Fucking miss him? What the hell? Come on! What the fuck, dude? Damn. Holy shit. Mana plus times 2. Okay. Mana times 3. Fervid cluster. My power keeps flickering. I don't know what is going on. I'm afraid this is gonna like shut off on me. My power has flickered now like 5 or 6 times in the last hour. Okay, that's good. I'm done with that. Thank you. Okay.
Why not have a little look around?
Sure, might as well.
Yeah, let's look around. See if I missed any exciting treasures. Scout the area. some lore. We found some survivors in a village in Preynost. They seemed to think they had no hope of escaping to safety, but Robian convinced them otherwise. We gave them a map, and off they went to Sepal. Only he could have won them around like that. He's a true hero. Okay. Why is it still marked? Like, you open it once, and... Wait, what the hell?
Looks like the coast is clear.
Let's not get careless.
There's something here. I feel like what they could have done here, and maybe there is something like this and I'm forgetting about it, but I'm not sure. If they had added just like a handful of NPCs, like some kind of mysterious figures that are hidden out in the environment, like there's, I don't know, like say you come into this ruin and there's like some kind of like in a Souls game, there's like some worn, old, ragged looking... My power just flickered and my fucking console shut off. What the fuck? What are they doing around here? Like someone is fucking with something. I don't know if it's the maintenance guys or if there's something going on with the power grid. It looks like my recording's still working. Let's give it a minute and see what happens. Repairing console. Fucking crap. That's what it says on the screen. It says the console is going into repair mode. I mean, it looks like my camera's still working. It looks like my capture's still working. The console's rebooting. Fuck. That is so fucked up. Maybe they're hooking up a data center nearby. And now there isn't enough power for the fucking community. That's probably what's going on. Well, let's see where it's saved. Okay, this thing. Alright. Let me do this. Let me warp over to the new area. Where was that anyway? Here we go. This is the new area I unlocked last time I played. It's all green and lush and beautiful. There's grass and plants and flowers everywhere. It's so fucking pretty. I love all these flowers. I just got here. Like it was like a little pathway I came down. I got to this little what do they call these things? I always call it a lodge. Do they say when I walk in here what it is? No. Whatever. Whatever the fuck it is. It's a lodge. It's an old road here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, my fucking internet's probably out now. I probably have to reboot my modem. Good thing I'm not streaming this live and I'm just recording it. Like the power started flickering a couple hours ago. Just like a couple lights flickered. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? That's not normal. And then it happened again, and then it happened again. And then it stopped for like an hour. And I'm like, oh, maybe the maintenance guys were fucking with something here. They do that sometimes. Okay, where's the other one? These like fucking elks. It's kind of fucked up. I'm attacking an elk with a flame sword. Oh, I'll get this tower here. See how fast that, like, you ascend that tower and just immediately you see that world. If they'd went with a different game engine, like Unreal, that would have been jittery and framey, and then there would have been a ton of fucking texture pop in. There are things this engine does so much better than other engines out there, especially for an open world game. Like I think it's one of the best open world engines. At least from my experience playing games on it, right? I can't speak to what it's like to develop. Maybe it's miserable to use for a development tool. I don't know. What's this little log sticking up here? Dead tree. And there's so much variety. There's so much variety in the foliage. Just walking around here in the grass. Look at how it moves. It's so fucking nice. But there's so much variety in the foliage. There's this little odd tuft of grass here with seeds on it. Kind of standing out on its own. There's another one over here, but it looks a little different, I think. So, some dead wood on the ground and some little, like, leaves and shit. God damn it. This is what I wanted to see Final Fantasy VII Remake running in, or Rebirth. I thought for sure they were using this engine, and it was going to look amazing. Look even better than this. The remains of a little camp. I'd probably... Yeah, if I was going to stay here, I'd probably clean that skeleton up. I'd probably pick the bones up and... I don't know. Probably just throw it off the cliff over here. I probably wouldn't waste like a half a day breaking my back to dig a hole and bury those bones. I'd probably just throw them over the fucking edge over here. That's probably all I do. You kidding me? You think I'm gonna spend like 6 hours in miserable back-breaking labor trying to dig a hole here and bury those? Fuck that. Alright, let's continue on. Oh, I love all these flowers. That's a benefit. Oh, what is that? What is this? This thing looks hard. I don't know if I can do this. I was gonna say it's a benefit of recording this on my laptop. That even when the power goes out... Okay. It's got a battery. The camera might go out though. My camera's plugged into the power to an AC adapter. And then of course the console shuts off. This PlayStation 5, man, it has like no sort of flexibility when it comes to power. If that power, every other device in my apartment, every other device in here can take a little bit of a power fluctuation and be okay, except the PS5. It's the one thing that shuts off. I mean, my PC's still on. I have a desktop PC. It's still on. It didn't shut off. That PlayStation 5, if it loses like 0.00001% fucking power, it just immediately shuts off. You'd think they would have built some kind of like, I don't know, like a fat capacitor or something in there so that it can handle a slight power variation without just immediately killing it and corrupting your fucking save file or your storage drive. What the hell are these disgusting things?
Oh, come on. More than a little.
I feel like the game keeps getting dark or something. Am I seeing things? Is it simulating clouds? Or is it just a difference between looking up and looking down here? I feel like it keeps getting dark on me. Oh, here's more of this stuff. Okay, where's this other guy? I don't see him anywhere. Whatever. I feel like something else in here, like broke and turned off and I'm not realizing it and it's fucking up my video here. Hopefully not. Oh shit. What the hell was that? I don't want to fall off the edge there. Come on. There was a lot in the story that we missed that I haven't discussed. Like, I got this fire magic and defeated... What the hell was her name again? Whatever it was. Scylla something. Scylla? Maybe? Maybe not. Maybe it was someone else. But I got this fire magic. And then I went back to town, to Sepal, to the city. And everybody was celebrating. And they were celebrating me. And it was a nice, happy time. And then all of a sudden, there was like a fucking outbreak. It was that blue... Like that blue magic, like the storm that's all blue that fucking destroys everything. And it just started killing all the townspeople. And then a bunch of the townspeople got transformed into these monsters. And then I had to literally kill like half the town with my bare hands. And it was like kind of traumatizing for Frey. And it turned into a nightmare. It went from like a happy festival to a fucking living nightmare. And now it's like part of the town is in ruins. Oh, look at these. Oh, that's so cool. And look, they bend and bounce around when I walk through them. What the hell is this? Kidding me? Fucking bird is attacking me. Get out of here. So like half that city's in ruins now. There's a bunch of people that are being treated for injuries. And I came out here to try to find some kind of magical sap to make a healing potion, essentially, to help people. Really, Frey just wants to help herself. She wants to help that guy Robian get better so that he can help her leave this place. She wants to go back to the slums in New York, which I think is ridiculous. Because it's like here, she's essentially like a god or a goddess. Because she's got all these powers. And like nobody else has these powers, right? Like she's like the only one. She could rule this world if she wanted to. And she could do whatever she wanted to do. She would never have to suffer again. She wouldn't have to go without. And she wants to give that all, leave it all behind to go live in the slums. I feel like that's unrealistic. I feel like it's unrealistic, dude. I'd stay here for the rest of my life. Imagine that shit. Like you can fly and shoot magic out of your hands. I mean, you would realize so quickly that like you're basically invincible. And what's going on with the audio? What the hell? I feel like the audio is just skipping. The audio is skipping really bad. What is my game like corrupted now after the power went out? What is happening? What is going on? Something's going on. Something's going on. Hold on. I feel like something happened. Because my PC... Give me a second. Give me a second. Something's wrong with my computer. I feel like the CPU is using way more CPU than it ever does when I'm recording. Like way more. It never uses this much. I feel like something's wrong with it. I'm gonna have to stop the video now. I'm getting a bunch of skipped frames and my CPU is being hit really hard, and it shouldn't be doing that. Damn it! Why? What is happening? I feel like it's because of that power outage. I'll bet you when the... God damn it! Damn it! I'll bet you when the power went out and the computer went to battery mode, it didn't properly, like, resync or whatever when the power came back on, and now the CPU is being slammed, and it's I don't know how to explain it, but it's like it's not functioning correctly anymore. And I'm getting a bunch of skipped frames. My CPU is being hit like 3 times harder than it ever does when I'm recording. I'm gonna have to stop the video and start everything over. We'll see. Maybe I'll publish this hour video here. But I feel like I need to stop this now because something's wrong with it and it's fucking up the recording. So I'm gonna stop, and then I'm gonna try doing another video right from this point. So goodbye until then.